Hello, folks. What is up? My name is Melvin, and welcome to this exciting new live stream. So today, I thought it would be interesting if we looked at some 2020 videos. I actually did not set this up properly yet. Forgot to do one thing. Forgot to change this to... There we go. So we're gonna look at some CES things. You know, normally I would talk about them. I would just make a video of me reading the articles. But honestly, I think when it comes to technology, I think YouTubers do it best. So we're gonna do one video that's a Linus channel, and then we're gonna do one from Mr. Mobile. Both channels I respect and I like, so give a like and subscribe. And it's funny enough, this is going to be the most watchable content I will probably do, just because most of it's not going to be me talking. It's just going to be me reacting to it mostly, and that's I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. I don't think I have the knowledge to talk about technology in this way, but I'll get there one day. I will. And this is my coffee right here, just so you see. All this stuff is cinnamon, which I'm trying to wonder why it gets stuck here. I'm not sure, but I put cinnamon in my coffee. I didn't make it as sweet as I normally do. I'm trying to remember why. I thought I put, but I mean, I shouldn't drink super sweet coffee anyways. I should try to drink it as naturally as I can be, since I am trying to lose weight. But anyways, yeah, let's just watch some Linus videos. Cool. Let's learn about CES.
I have a bad case of tech
take
shock.
off closed captioning.
Tech has overloaded my system.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Every year, Razer shows up to CES with some wacky concept that never actually comes to market. Except for last year's Project Hazel RGB face mask, which did eventually launch as the Razer Zephy, minus the cool voice amplification feature. Well, guess what? Razer has now added that in and relaunched the mask as the Zephy Pro. And while I personally would have predicted low demand for such a thing, the original apparently sold out, so people must be wearing them to raves?
Yeah, I see them all the time.
You see them at raves, Riley? Now, Razer's wacky concept this year is Project Sophia, a modular gaming desk that would not only house swappable PC component modules, but also numerous built-in programmable displays. There's no way. Calling your bluff, Razer? This ain't happening.
Good.
But the Razer X Fossil Gen 6 smartwatches and the Anki Pro HyperSense chair with haptic feedback synced with your games and your movies, and maybe even the RGB Chroma integration with your smart home devices.
That's what I want.
Those seem real. But Sophia's gonna join Christine on the girls' trip off the canyon.
We are partying
Yeah.
so hard.
True to form, Sony's CES conference was a bit more down to earth, although the company did confirm some details about their next-gen PSVR 2 headset. It will feature eye tracking and haptic feedback, so when it launches by the end of 2022, PlayStation 5 owners can look forward to feeling some good vibrations
Copyright.
on their head.
Oh,
In before VR head massage simulators flood the PlayStation store.
I already have a head.
Sony also unveiled an electric SUV concept, the Vision SEV, which joins their Vision EV sedan from last year, along with whatever other
I didn't know
vehicles
Sony
Sony's
made
cooking up with its new
cars.
automotive-focused subsidiary, Sony Mobility Inc.
Interesting.
Their imaginary future garage.
I guess I want to talk about the Razer stuff real quick. So, all of that, the mask, honestly, I know it looks weird, but honestly, I might buy it. I mean, I won't, but like, if I could buy it, if I had cash, I'd think about it, because we gotta wear masks anyways, so might as well wear something that makes me stand out a little bit, you know? Where's my mask? Look at this. Instead of this paper thing that ruins my lips. Hopefully that doesn't ruin my lips. Then the desk. I would buy it if it could also be a standing desk as well, but I doubt it. I doubt they would do that. But yeah, I don't know. All this stuff is getting me excited. PSVR 2. I talked about that yesterday. I think a little bit. I didn't realize that when I talked about it, it was just coming out because of CES. I had no idea. So now I know.
In there, we wear the mask.
And Samsung is too good to announce all of its products on one day at CES because they are the #1 chai bowl, after all.
Woo!
So today we got a look at the Samsung Home Hub, a giant tablet to control your smart home that I'm sure someone asked for. But one unexpected and welcome announcement was the Samsung Freestyle, a battery-powered compact projector with a built-in speaker
that's nice.
and a light fixture attachment so that you can hang it or mount it upside down.
The kids like.
It's even got a cap that turns it into an RGB smart speaker when it's not being used for projecting. Probably not going to cut it for my home theater setup, but look how fun it might be for the teens. Think of the teens, Riley.
They like this stuff.
Last but not least, Samsung's Odyssey Arc is a massive 55-inch ultra-wide curved monitor that you can load all the animals into 2x2. Sorry, that you can rotate vertically to become 3 virtual 24-inch displays that curve above your head.
Where they belong.
You might think it's weird,
And that's it.
but get in the holiday spirit. It's CES holiday.
And you skipped the joke.
Now it's time for the Butt Quacks, brought to you by the power supply building experts at Seasonic.
Oh, whatever.
If you're under 40, then they've been
Let's look
making
at the
power
ad.
supplies since before you were born. And if you're over 40, sorry to hear that. But you should still use Seasonic in your next build or upgrade because they've got models with 80+ titanium efficiency, hybrid fan
Titanium?
control to reduce fan noise, and a whopping 12-year warranty. That's right, you won't have to buy another one until you're 52. Sorry to bring that up. Check them out at seasonic.com or at the link down below. Now, butt quacks aren't technically legal, but the health benefits are amazing, and I feel great.
Oh man, I'm tripping.
CES is as much about fighting back an overwhelming tide of laptops as it is about all the other wacky stuff. So, of course, there were brand new Zenbooks from Asus and ThinkPads from Lenovo. But the two companies also brought some weird stuff with them, like the new Asus Zenbook 17 Fold, which looks like a more refined OLED version of Lenovo's X1 Fold from last year. Lenovo returned the favor and took a page from the Zenbook Duo playbook to make the ThinkBook Plus Gen 3. A 17-inch ultra-wide laptop with an
I'm
8-inch
surprised
display
that
to the right
laptops
of
are
the
still,
keyboard
like,
and trackpad. Man,
You know,
this
like
thing is gonna be
there's a need for laptops. There are, but how many people are buying laptops? Honestly, I don't know. I thought most laptops I see are just Apple MacBooks. Maybe they're just trying to get some of that
great. when
Apple
someone
MacBook
competent
revenue.
Like Apple copies it.
Whoa!
Hey, what? Now there's a disease spreading among the tech standard organizations, and it looks like the Wi-Fi Alliance has apparently caught the bug. Oh no, are you serious? That's the only explanation we can come up with for why they just announced Wi-Fi Certified 6 Release 2. Which brings support for uplink multi-user MIMO and better power consumption, both of which are fine. It's just that the Wi-Fi naming scheme just got simplified. It just got simplified. We got the Wi-Fi 4, the Wi-Fi 5, the Wi-Fi 6, but then they screwed it up with Wi-Fi 6E, and now we're getting Wi-Fi 6 Release 2, which won't supersede the other two, but will exist alongside them. Hey! Look at the consoles. See what they do with the numbers? Just do that. But not what Microsoft does. What Sony does.
The more Wi-Fi, the better.
Speaking of consoles, Microsoft has been caught disabling developer accounts that haven't published games on the Xbox Store, presumably because many emulation enthusiasts were using them to run PlayStation and Nintendo games on Xbox.
Wait,
publishing
what?
enthusiast accounts
What?
that
No,
haven't
no, no,
published
no, no,
games on the
no, no,
Microsoft.
no, no, no. Why? Why are they doing this? This is bothering me so much. No. That was like the best thing about owning an Xbox. That was the best thing about owning an Xbox. And now they're getting rid of it. Okay. So, when the Xbox first came out, the new one, like Series X, but the S as well, you could do it on. There was a dev mode you could do, and dev mode essentially gave you a version of Windows, which meant you could sideload emulators and ROMs and stuff like that, and it would work pretty well actually. Like there was a lot of it worked well, like, because sometimes when you download ROMs and stuff, like some games don't work very well, and you don't hear about a lot about that on consoles, but this, it worked really well, and now they're disabling it. Why are they disabling things that gives people so much joy? I don't.
has been caught disabling developer accounts that haven't published games on the Xbox Store, presumably because many emulation enthusiasts were using them to run PlayStation and Nintendo games on Xbox consoles using homebrew software. It's weird to see Microsoft clamp down on this when they enthusiastically support backwards compatibility for the Xbox. I mean, I knew Phil Spencer had an icy heart deep below his soft teddy bear exterior.
See it in the eyes.
The truth is, I'm never hugging him again.
Me neither.
That is the worst news ever. Because consoles need to start being more competitive compared to PC. I mean, I know that there's a chip shortage, so that's going to kind of help consoles more, because it's like, hey, you can't fix a PC right, or not chip, there's also a graphics card shortage. So it's like, hey, you can't really make a PC right now at an affordable price, but you could buy a PS5, Xbox, Nintendo at an affordable price. But still, they need to look beyond that. They need to look at how consoles can still live in this environment when PCs are just like, if the, what is it called? The whatever that Valve portable thing they're making. Now I need to look up the Valve portable PC. What is it called? Steam Deck. So if the Steam Deck becomes popular, that's just going to make console gaming more obsolete. I know that the Steam Deck isn't trying to compete with Xbox and Sony, but at the same time, it doesn't have to. It just has to be good hardware. That's the thing. They don't really, the Steam Deck doesn't have to focus on good software because it already has that. It just has to be good hardware. And if they can make good hardware, if this hardware is good, if this hardware is great, then it's going to show a lot of people that they don't need a console, you know? Because I definitely think so. Because here's the thing about Steam. Steam has sales all the time. You can get affordable games on Steam all the time. You can go to humblebundle.com. All right, go to games, or you can join this for $12 a month. I used to be a part of this. I'm not anymore. You can not games, bundles. You go to bundles, games. All right, go here, I guess, Dead of Winter. All right, so okay, $1. You get Friday the 13th. $7.36. You get five games. For $11, you get 7 games. I used to do this consistently for a year. Look at the website, see what bundles I want, and then pay for it. So, yeah, there really does need to be a reason to. For $1, you're getting the ultimate fishing simulator. I mean, what else could you possibly ask for than Ultimate Fishing Simulator? I don't know about you guys, but I need ultimate fishing in my life. All right. But why do I have so many Russians commenting on my live stream? Like, I get it, I'm unpopular, but this kind of it feels more insulting, you know? Like, can someone say something in English, please, on these live streams? If anyone's out there, I don't know. Like, jeez. So yeah, for $1, you can get Ultimate Fishing Simulator. And honestly, probably after this live stream, I'm going to get it just to say, why not? See if it's any good. It's normally $19.99. It's $1. Like, how could I say no to that? If I spent $6.81, I will get some DLC, which I would do. Just why not? Let me see. I mean, $10. I get, oh, Japan. Japan, can I get some koi, please? Maybe I could get this game and live stream it to you all. But first I need to see, like, what's the I need to see, like, the hardware specs. Like, can this computer I have run well on my computer, or does it have to be, because newer games are kind of requiring more specs, and my computer just hasn't been upgraded in a long time. Because when I first got a computer, I didn't really know about customizing. Like, I knew it was best, but I just kind of I bought a pre-built one, and it's worked out for like over a decade. I've had no issues with it, zero complaints, and it's just now I have complaints because yeah, I just kind of need an upgrade, but now everything's expensive. So it's just bad luck on my end. Bad luck, and then I just didn't want to spend money, but I should have spent the money sooner. I should have just bought Bitcoin or something. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not salty. You're salty. All right, let's continue.
Probably could have seen this coming. Cryptocurrency mining remains a target of European governments tackling an energy crisis, and now Kosovo has banned the practice after enforcing rolling blackouts in an attempt to save power. Crypto mining became very popular in the country thanks to, formerly, really cheap electricity, and it's still unclear just how big of an impact crypto mining has on energy consumption worldwide. But it for sure has an impact on the supply of GPUs, and I need a few of those to run my giant vertical curved monitor. So, thanks, Kosovo.
I need a few of them.
Yeah, I got like 3.
Battle station.
And hey, we got time for a classically wacky CES product. Cyberpower's Kinetic Series PC has 18 automated triangular ports on the front of the case that open and close depending on your airflow needs. I am not sure.
So this is cool. This is cool. Something I've learned, though, unfortunately, is the more moving parts, the more likely things break down. So unfortunately, I don't like it, but it looks cool.
Who, if anyone, was asking for the ability to turn down their airflow, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that this thing looks like a mechanical eldritch horror that will eat your hand if you stick it in there.
I don't care, it looks
and
cool.
That, my friends, is what the CES season is all about.
Cthulhu's PC.
There's so much tech news, it's crazy, guys. So come back tomorrow to stay caught up. I mean, can you imagine a company...
So now I'm wondering, should I just keep watching? Because this is just their first one.
Tech news.
I mean, I guess I could just watch the Mr. Mobile one tomorrow. Actually, you know what? Maybe. Yeah, I'll watch Mr. Mobile now, and then maybe tomorrow I'll watch these other two ones. Maybe, I don't know. Because I want to hear his perspective, because Mr. Mobile talks about stuff. Yeah, he talks about stuff that's different from them.
You know, I've been going to CES for 10 years. And for most of that time, I've been saying, man, I wish CES were worth going to as a mobile tech fan. Well, it turns out the only thing you need to do to make CES an awesome show is to stay at home.
I mean, he's not wrong there. Okay, I don't want closed captioning. He's not wrong there, because there's really no reason to go out anywhere anymore. And I don't like that as something going forward, only because I think we should encourage to go out and do things more in society, but that's a whole other story. But I mean, he's not wrong. I think overall things are just, these type of events are just better when they're at home, because you can watch whatever you want, whenever you want. You can kind of stay and listen if you're a big fan. You can just kind of scrub through if you want. You can follow, you know, tech sites and tech reviewers and just scrub. Like, look, I can scrub through whatever I want. So if I just want to learn about Samsung, I can do that. If I just want to learn about laptops, I got it. Cars, I guess, you know, stuff like that. So I can skip to whatever I want if I want to.
Yep. In the midst of a meteoric rise in COVID cases and the specter of many large exhibitors dropping out of CES, I canceled my flights and left the swanky suites of the Cosmopolitan Hotel to my more cosmopolitan friends, staying here in the safe embrace of New York City, where the local infection rate is a mere 22%, and my smartwatch keeps letting me know about all the fun things I'm missing. But anyway,
Samsung
we're not here to
cocktails.
talk about
Fun.
that. We're here to talk about all the tech that I was sad to miss. So let's get to it.
First up is the Samsung Galaxy S21 Fan Edition, which is a $700 mid-range phone that I personally would leave on the shelf in favor of the $600 Pixel 6 or the even cheaper Galaxy S21 it too closely resembles. I'm not planning on covering this phone. I bring it up only because it's made by Samsung, which also brought a little slice of the Fold.
So I want to say something really quick about that phone, because I like their older, what they do when they make an older hardware cheaper, because this right here, I've taken pretty good care of it. I don't see any major scratches. It's just that it's dirty, but this is the Galaxy S10e. So it essentially has the same hardware as the S10. It just released at a later date. The hardware isn't as nice, but it looks nice, and it is nice. And I also like how small it is. I'm not a big fan of these bigger phones, but I want those bigger cameras. So I might get a 13 mini at some point. I might just bite the bullet and get a 13 mini, just because I want those cameras. And also, iPhone makes the best cameras. I mean, Samsung's are pretty good too, but that's so big.
It too closely resembles. I'm not planning on covering this phone. I bring it up only because it's made by Samsung, which also brought a little slice of the folding future to CES. Now, normally the term concept design is code for a product you may never be able to buy. Stay tuned. But this is Samsung we're talking about. Currently the leader in shipping folding phones that are actually for sale and are actually worth buying. Even more significant, these products are being shown off by Samsung Display, the arm of the company that builds flexible OLEDs not just for Samsung foldables, but for other companies like Oppo as well. All that is to say that even if Samsung doesn't make something like the Flex concept here, it might end up making the displays for a company which does. And that's exciting, because while I'm very happy with the added acreage my Galaxy Fold 3 gives me, sometimes I want even more space, or a different aspect ratio for watching video. This Flex S design provides that, by using a hybrid innie and outie fold which leaves one panel exposed so you can use it while closed, or in the case of the Flex G, a double innie fold that hides away the whole display when not in use. I think the Flex S is the better fit for a handheld, like a smartphone, while the Flex G probably makes more sense for a tablet. Now, Samsung also showed off the Flex Slidable, a take on the so-called rollable concept we've seen from other companies. This format always gets a lot of adulation in the comments, but I'm not a big fan because it eliminates one of the key advantages of foldables, which is that they protect the display when closed. I'm just not sure that constantly exposing this much soft screen material to the outside world is a good idea. And finally, there's the Flex Note, a big 17-inch screen that folds away into the size of a 13-inch laptop when closed. Samsung's actually shown this off before, alongside the smaller Flex S, in a concept video from last year, which I'm really hoping is an indication the company might actually build these things.
Now, if you don't want to wait for your life to be over, you want to know right now, what will it be? Asus is already building a laptop very similar to that would-be Galaxy Book.
Yep, the company behind some of my favorite laptops has decided to bring its Zenbook family into the fold. Asus wouldn't confirm this, but it seems entirely possible the Zenbook Fold is built around that big Samsung OLED from the last section, because the dimensions are the same. 17 inches when open, 12.5 when you fold it into a laptop, at which point you can either use the on-screen keyboard or spring for the Bluetooth accessory to control it. I explained why this approach makes a lot of sense about a year ago in my review of the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Fold, but sadly both hardware and software issues with that device have led to it gathering dust on my desk instead of joining my everyday carry. The Zenbook Fold in many ways resembles a bigger version of that device, running on newer Intel Silicon and presumably Windows 11, both of which should help.
Oh dang, my
make it a
headphones stuck on
smoother
my, there we go.
experience than Lenovo's
Sorry
first
if that made
attempt.
any noise.
At least I hope. Based on the Zenbook and Zephyrus dual-screen laptops I've reviewed to date, it also seems likely that Asus will bring some custom software to fully leverage the unconventional screen here. But we'll have to wait until mid-22 when it goes on sale to find out more.
Hey, speaking of unconventional and dual screen and Lenovo, you ever wonder what would happen if you built a tablet directly into a laptop?
No? Well, that's a question Lenovo tries to answer anyway with its third generation ThinkBook Plus. Take it from me, secondary screens on laptops really do come in handy a lot more often than you might think. But here, rather than stretching a wide screen across the top of the keyboard deck, Lenovo has bumped the keyboard to the left and installed what's effectively an 8-inch tablet. That's good for calling up a quick calculator, it's good for editing photos, it's good for duplicating your smartphone screen when the feature arrives. The possibilities, as Lenovo says,
That
in
one's
its teaser
actually kind of
video,
nice, having it
are
on the side.
endless. Well, maybe not quite as endless if you're a lefty, or if you need anything more powerful than integrated graphics, or if you don't want to buy a new backpack to cart around what Tech Radar notes is indeed a very large
dang,
machine.
it's huge. But I'm
But
okay
at a
with
starting
that.
price of about $1,400 when it launches in May, it's far cheaper than the dual-screen laptops I've used to date. And no matter how wonky that second screen ends up being, I'm willing to wager it's more useful than what Lenovo tried with prior models, like sticking an e-ink display on the cover.
Yeah, much better use for e-ink in 2022, apparently. Slapping it onto a car.
Yeah, all right, it's another concept with enough technological and regulatory hurdles to virtually ensure it won't make it to market until the 2030s. But this BMW sports activity vehicle is so cool, I just don't care. The car maker
I kind of
worked
want to
with
skip
e-ink,
this just because I
the
don't
company
care
that
about
makes
cars
the
too much.
electrophoretic material you find in modern e-readers, to transfer that technology from the Kindle to a custom
Yeah, I don't
car
care
rack.
about cars enough to talk about it. I'll just skip it.
For years, watchmaker Fossil Group has been one of my favorite stops at CES. Typically, the company drops almost its entire lineup of smartwatches for the year in one rhinestone-studded press event. This year, predictably, things are a little tamer, with just 2 watches hitting the show. The limited edition collaboration with gaming company Razer, limited to just Elite units, because gaming, but also limited in a broader way. Folks, this is essentially just a Fossil Gen 6 smartwatch with some Chroma RGB integrations to spruce up its Wear OS software, and an Ecto Cooler wristband. Check out Lexi's video over at CNET to see it in action. For that, you'll pay $330, about $35 more than you'll pay for the other new watch at the show, the Skagen Falster Gen 6. While this one is much more in keeping with my personal style and one I'm looking forward to reviewing, it's not likely to get my full recommendation until the second half of the year anyway. Folks who want the full story should check out my Fossil Gen 6 review for all my extended reasoning there. But as fellow watch nerds will know, it all comes down to waiting for Google to bring Wear OS 3 to watches other than Samsung's.
And finally, it's the smartphone star of the show, even if, like many of us, it wasn't even there.
The OnePlus 10 Pro is just what you'd expect from the brand that has long put specs at the top of its priorities. It's anchored by that new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor we saw at the Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit in Hawaii last month, and it's powered by a very large 5,000 mAh battery paired with 80-watt charging, fast enough to call warp speed, even if that's not what it's called anymore. Yeah, the name has been changed to SuperVOOC, as OnePlus continues to grow closer in identity to its sister brand, Oppo. But another name is sticking around, Hasselblad. The partnership with the storied
I've been calling it
camera maker started
Hasselblad.
off with something somewhat less than a bang
Hasselblad.
last year, as you may remember from my OnePlus 9 Pro review. And I think many of us wanted more than a few tweaks to color science and a high-profile brand name on the camera pod. And OnePlus seems to have heard us. There's now 10-bit color capture on all 3 cameras, 12-bit RAW support,
Hey, better
and
cameras
a new
is good by me.
ultra-wide-angle
I want the
It's
best
not the
cameras you can get
107
on a
or
smartphone.
112 or even 120 degree wide angle that we see on most phones, but a 150 degree wide angle camera. I've actually been lucky enough to try this hardware already, since OnePlus's sister company Realme has included a similar camera in its new GT2 Pro. And compared to the Pixel 6 Pro, you can see just how much more fits into the shot here. course, how successful the 10 Pro will be all comes down to how OnePlus decides to price it. And while it'll launch in China on January 11th, we'll have to wait and see what price tag it carries
Big
when it
cameras.
comes to global markets later in the year.
John Deere self-driving tractors, improvements to Android that make it get along better with other devices, and a remote control that draws power from the ether itself. There were a lot more developments that came out of CES 2022, and I will link to my favorite coverage of those stories in the description below. Thanks for joining me for the
All right, cool. Some positive vibes for once, you know? Positive vibes for the best year ever. So, oh man, look at my sweaty pits. Look at that. This is just from me sleeping. I'm a sweaty boy. I produce a lot of sweat. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I think it's just I like being warm. Like my natural stasis is me being warm. So if I'm cold at all, I sweat because that's what happens when you need to warm up is you sweat. That's what happens when you're a Dominican boy. But anyways. So, yesterday, for whatever reason, I was not feeling too well. I don't know what it is, but just on my days off, I want to figure out what kind of content to make for you guys. And for whatever reason, I just haven't been able to muster that. And I don't know what I'm doing necessarily, or what I should be doing to get my energy back up. I've been going to the gym, so I think that's sort of been helping. Just because, you know, getting my heart pumping and just being used to that environment. But I want to figure out what to do when I'm home. I want to make content for you guys, but it seems like whenever I have any sort of free time, all I can do is rest. And I guess I'm not really complaining, but I want to step my game up. I want to be just as good as all these content creators that I show. I want to be just on the same level as them. I want to step up my game every single time, but it seems like I am making compromises just to make content, you know? So I don't like that feeling. But again, I'll figure it out some way, somehow to make the best content for you guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, for listening. This has been the best live stream I've done just because I was showing you content creators much better than me. But I think you guys benefit, for anyone watching, because you get to see people who really know what they're talking about and have perfected their sort of communication. I'm just going to scroll through here just to see what these, I may or may not show it tomorrow.
Right?
Oh, excuse me. Okay, so it's something about Intel, the BMW. I don't care about it. So water-cooled laptop, that's interesting. Ultrasonic speaker. Smart home stuff. NFTs. Oh, I wasn't even showing you guys what I was just scrolling through the chapters, which the chapter thing, that's probably one of the coolest features I've seen. I was trying to add that on my Untitled Smorgasbord videos, but I don't know how to do that yet. So far all of the links are just down below. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you guys have been enjoying everything about what's been happening, you know. You know, if I do live stream more, I'll definitely need a stronger computer just to keep up with things. But who knows, maybe I don't, because if I game, maybe I'll just need to get a capture card. But do you need a lot of power to run a capture card? Like if I was just playing PS4 games or something? I don't know. It's just I don't really need a strong computer just yet, just because I mainly use this computer for editing, and it edits my videos just fine. But maybe if I do more 4K footage. Honestly, what I need more than anything is just more storage. That's really all I need to store my videos. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.